Lady Saw destroyed Jamaica's intimacy rules. Then the government came for her. Vybz Kartel recorded his wildest track behind bars. Bob Marley's Secret Love Children? We found them. This is the uncensored truth about reggae's most shocking stars. Band performances, prison recordings, and scandals they've been hiding for decades. Warning, this video will ruin reggae for you forever. Lady Saw, the undisputed queen of dancehall, stormed the male-dominated bastions of reggae with a ferocity that was as sexual as it was political. Born Marion Hall, she dismantled double standards one lewd lyric at a time. Her breakthrough in the early 1990s set the dancehall world ablaze. By 1994, her debut album Lover Girl was already notorious, with the blistering track Pierced Up to Meet making no apologies for its explicit content. With Give Me the Reason in 1996, Lady Saw unleashed a torrent of sexual liberation onto a society unready for a woman to speak so brazenly about desire. Tracks like Life, Without Private Part, and Good Wook weren't just music, they were declarations of autonomy, and Lady Saw wielded them like weapons. Her defiance only grew louder as critics roared. Where male artists rapped about their conquests without consequence, Lady Saw was banned, shamed, and censored. Yet she roared back with freedom of speech, an anthem against the hypocrisy that policed female bodies while excusing male indiscretions. In 2002, she soared beyond Jamaica, gracing global charts with no doubts underneath it all, winning a Grammy and shattering whatever ceilings dared confine her. Throughout it all, Lady Saw remained unapologetically freaky. Her stage shows a tempest of raw energy and sexual bravado. Vybz Kartel, born Adidja Palmer, wielded controversy like a blade, cutting through cultural taboos with the ferocity of a man who cared little for the opinions of the polite and pious. His rise in the early 2000s was a storm, his music an uncensored journal of street life, intimacy, and rebellion. Kartel's 2004 MOBO nomination was rescinded amidst backlash over his unfiltered lyrics. But the man who later inked his skin into a canvas of rebellion doubled down. In a Jamaica where oral intimacy was an unspoken taboo, Kartel rapped openly about it, puncturing societal hypocrisy with a smirk. He reveled in the discomfort he caused, telling listeners that behind their closed doors, their realities were no different from his lyrics. His freaky lyricism was not without consequence. In 2011, Guyana, drawing a moral line in the sand, banned his music entirely, an unprecedented move that only amplified Kartel's legend. Even as he courted scandal and eventual imprisonment, Kartel remained a towering figure in dancehall, a man who transformed personal vice into public spectacle. Elephant Man, real name O'Neal Bryan, barreled onto the scene with the subtlety of a grenade. His neon-colored hair and boundless energy were only outmatched by his chaotic personal life. His first child came when he was just 17, setting off a chain reaction of paternity that reportedly yielded 38 children with 20 different women. Elephant Man didn't hide from his reputation. He embraced it, boasting in interviews about his prodigious virility. His 2004 Olympic anthem All Out and 2006's club-dominating Willie Bounce were global hits. But behind the flashing lights was a man entangled in allegations and public controversies, including a 2012 assault charge that shadowed his career, though it was later dropped. Elephant Man's life was a headlong rush through fame, women, and chaos. A dancehall demigod who lived as wildly as he performed. Jah Cure, born Cicature Alcock, was once reggae's golden boy, a velvet voice that belied the darkness of his personal life. His ascent began in the late 1990s under the mentorship of Beres Hammond, whose careful guidance promised a career rooted in soulful vulnerability. But Jah Cure's path twisted into infamy when, in 1999, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for robbery and assault, cutting short his early rise. Still, behind bars, he recorded music that soared through Jamaican airwaves, his voice a ghostly lament of lost freedom and love. It was Jah Cure's behavior post-release that further marred his image. In 2020, a leaked recording revealed him in a rage, berating a woman he accused of scamming him out of $600 for unfulfilled intercourse favors. The conversation, laced with threats and anger, painted a grim portrait of a man still battling demons. His defenders pointed to his musical genius. His detractors saw only the wreckage of a man consumed by entitlement and rage. Macka Diamond, born Charmaine Monroe, fought her way up through the gritty dancehall scene, transforming from Lady Mackerel to a fierce, unflinching artist. Yet it was not just her music, but her fearless embrace of sexuality that drew the world's gaze. In 2020, Macka Diamond joined OnlyFans, thrusting herself into the unfiltered glare of public scrutiny. The leaked images of her intimate escapades ignited a firestorm. Critics gasped and clutched their pearls, but Macka, defiant as ever, shrugged them off. To her, owning her body was an act of rebellion in a culture that lionized male promiscuity while vilifying female agency. Danger, born Michelle Downer, danced on the sharp edge between adoration and scandal. Her marriage to Beanie Man, another titan of dancehall, seemed to crown her as dancehall royalty. Yet their union crumbled under the weight of betrayal and ambition. Even after their final split, Danger's career flourished. She electrified stages from Reggae Sumfest to the International Reggae and World Music Awards. When she eventually took her talents to OnlyFans, the backlash was immediate and brutal. Leaked photos sparked outrage, especially from Beanie Man, who lamented the impact on their son. But Danger remained unmoved, choosing her path, controversy and all, over the chains of regret. Ninja Man, born Desmond Ballantyne, wore his scandals like battle scars. His music career, launched in the late 1980s, was matched only by his insatiable appetite for chaos. He was a lyrical firebrand, spitting rhymes with a speed and ferocity that made his peers tremble. But it was his personal life that drew the most gasps. In a now infamous interview, Ninja Man nonchalantly claimed 23 children with 22 women. By 2012, that number ballooned to 29, and by 2017, just before he was convicted for life-taking, he boasted of 33 children with 32 baby mothers. His life was a testament to excess, a wild, unrelenting pursuit of pleasure and notoriety. Horace Andy, born Horace Hines, was the paradox of reggae, a man whose haunting melodies belied a life tangled in complications. His angelic voice floated above the political turmoil of Jamaica, offering solace in songs like Skylarking and Government Land. But Horace Andy's private life told a different story. Married young to Claudette and later to Caroline, his heart seemed forever restless. He traversed the globe, leaving behind not just records but children, 30 in total, fathered with 17 different women. When asked about his sprawling family, Horace responded with a shrug, indifferent to the chaos left in his wake. Alton Ellis, the godfather of rocksteady, wove tales of love and heartbreak into the very fabric of reggae music. His voice, tender yet powerful, soundtracked an era. Yet even as he sang of loyalty and love, his own life spun a more tangled web. Married to Pearl, his muse for many a sorrowful ballad, Alton Ellis fathered more than 20 children. His family life, much like his music, was a complex tapestry of passion and betrayal. The songs that warmed the hearts of millions were often birthed from the pain he inflicted on those closest to him. Bob Marley, perhaps the most hallowed name in reggae, carried a legacy that transcended music. His marriage to Rita Anderson in 1966 was a vow soon tested by the world's adoration. Marley's life became a revolving door of lovers, his charisma irresistible and his fidelity fleeting. From Janet Hunt, the mother of Rohan Marley, to Cindy Breakspear, Miss World and mother of Damian Marley, Bob's romances span continents. Despite bearing witness to countless infidelities, Rita Marley stood by him, her loyalty a pillar against the tides of temptation that constantly pulled at Bob. His relationships, much like his songs, left an indelible mark, scattering seeds across generations. Capleton, born Clifton Bailey III, was a firebrand in reggae, his music burning with messages of righteousness and revolution. Yet even firebrands are not immune to scandal. In 2018, Capleton faced accusations that threatened to scorch his reputation. A hairdresser alleged that he assaulted her, a claim Capleton vehemently denied, insisting he was the victim of extortion. The courts ultimately cleared him, but the shadow of accusation lingered, another dark smudge on a career already burdened with controversy. The stories of these figures, Yellow Man, Lady Saw, Vybz Kartel, Elephant Man, Ja, Cure, Macadiamond, Danger, Ninja Man, Horace Andy, Alton Ellis, Bob Marley, and Capleton, compose a symphony of triumph and tragedy. They are not just the biggest names in reggae history. They're the architects of its most scandalous, fascinating, and enduring legacies. In their unrelenting pursuit of freedom, whether musical or personal, they shattered norms and embraced chaos, leaving behind a history as raw and electrifying as the music that first gave them voice. Which of these revelations shocked you the most? Do you believe that scandal is the price of genius? Or could things have been different? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're ready for the real debates. And if you crave more stories that peel back the curtain on your favorite icons, don't forget to subscribe. What's coming next will leave you stunned.